Huh?
Yeah. Hi.
What?
Hi, Grandma.
Oh, let me put this on Ryan real quick. There we go.
Hi.
Yeah. Is this it?
Hi, Auntie.
Are your eyes always been brown?
My grandson there?
Your eyes always been brown?
Huh?
Your eyes always been brown?
What eyes?
No, Jaden Smith already proved that eyes aren't real.
That's true. I mean,
What a wise one. What a true poet.
he's so young and so smart.
Yeah. Literally, how do we know what we're seeing is real if our eyes aren't real?
Did anyone respond to that being like, dude, you were in, what was that movie? Is it After Earth?
Yeah.
Something like that?
I mean, I've only seen him in Karate Kid. He was Oscar worthy, I think, personally.
I never saw it.
If by Oscar worthy you mean changing his name to Oscar, then yes.
I mean, that too.
All right. So we're back. We're doing the thing. It's Marvin's room. I have a question from the audience. As kind of a springboard, I've been instructed, Grant, to ask what happened between you and Jared. I'm assuming Jared Mims with the board game Monopoly.
Oh, great question. So a long time ago, none of your fucking business. Pretty much good. Oh, sorry. Can I curse on here? Is that
yes, you can curse as much as you like.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the rules for the podcast are the same as rules for stand-up, which is everything's fair game. If you're white, don't say the N-word, and then we're fine.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I'm about to make this so uncomfortable. All right, here we go.
As a white person, I feel like I should interject here. No, but yeah, so what you want to talk about?
I mean, he's the host, the one we left.
I was asking him.
Well, yeah. So, all right, let's start this again by asking how you're doing in the quarantines.
I'm getting through it, man.
Yeah.
Just got back in school. Figured it was the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, man, I dig that. So let's start with a little bit of pop culture stuff. So Space Force, documentary or sad clone of The Office and Veep that is not actually funny? Your thoughts? Or have you watched it?
I actually didn't watch it because I heard it was so terrible.
Yeah, it's not great. I'm not gonna lie.
I might get around to it. But until then, I can't really comment on it because I have no idea. What about you?
I also haven't seen it.
Okay.
Mainly because every time someone says The Office, I think of Scott's Tots, and I just die a little bit inside. So it's hard to watch Steve Carell in anything.
I mean, that's basically
really affected you that hard.
I mean, that it really is like peak cringe.
It is oh my God. I don't know how you can write that.
It's ridiculous, honestly. Like, even in the, well, to bring it to Space Wars, it's basically like if Michael Scott were, like, it's basically they're just like, we want to let Michael Scott say fuck as much as he wants. And he's an actual piece of shit. That's basically what Space Force is.
But you're saying that it could be a documentary? Is that?
You know, at this point, with the state of the world, it wouldn't surprise me if that's how, like, Space Force is actually running right now.
Oh, God.
Because, like, it's an actual thing. Like, on their website, they're literally letting Air Force personnel sign up to transfer to Space Force, like, as we speak.
You mean Starfleet Command?
Yeah, that too.
According to the logo.
Oh, God, I saw that, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it.
It literally looks like the Starfleet symbol from Star Trek. Holy shit.
Are they gonna sue them for that? Like copyright?
It wouldn't
Because
surprise
I
me,
want to see that
honestly.
court case.
I wouldn't blame them.
Fucking Star Trek versus U.S. government.
God.
Yo, let's
where we are
fucking
right now.
hope, man. All the while, like, there's now a fence around the White House. Trump's gonna be just like popping up like the fucking neighbor from Home Improvement. Just like, hidey ho, protesters.
Home Improvement. Jesus, that's a little bit back, man.
Yeah, it's
man.
a deep cut now.
That's a throwback. That's a throwback to when people actually liked Tim Allen.
I need to like copy that sound from the intro at the end of the song, the Home Improvement theme.
Yeah.
You can add that to the podcast. I feel like that should be part of your intro.
We should just have a.
Yeah. Well, why did you do that so well, like offhand? Like it was weird. It's like you practiced.
That's none of your fucking business, Grant, and I'd appreciate you staying out of my personal affairs.
You know what? That was well deserved, I feel like. Hold on, I want to touch back on this Tim Allen thing.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Can we talk about Santa Claus? Can we talk about this? So, I never understood that movie when I was little because I always thought, that seems kind of weird that you have to murder Santa Claus to become Santa Claus.
Yeah, right?
Like, even when I was a kid, I was like, that's rather strange.
I think it's like an Avatar type situation where like
We have to kill capitalism.
when Santa Claus dies, the Avatar is moved to like the next generation, and Tim Allen was the Avatar for our generation, so he became the Santa Claus.
Uh-uh.
That's pretty much what happened.
I refuse Tim Allen as my avatar.
Listen, we don't get to choose, but he's the bridge between our world and the spirit world. All right, we have to accept it.
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. He's the last bender. That's what he is.
I mean, there aren't any other ones, but yeah, he's the last one too.
The first and the last. The Alpha and Omega.
Also directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
I don't know. I've never heard of that. Did he direct a movie?
Yeah, I thought he did. Like, it might be one of those Mandela effect things. Remember it and it never
I've
happened.
never heard of an Avatar movie. I only know the show. It's really good. And
Well, there's the Avatar movie, James Cameron.
James Cameron's Avatar.
There's the Avatar Last Airbender movie.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, not
People
that
claim
I
they remember that.
not that I'm aware of. I watched Rocketman the other night. The
I'm sorry.
Elton John movie.
I'm not sorry. It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. It was alright. It's just
It's a
like
little,
I was looking up all the historical inaccuracies in it, just because I'm that bitch. And they try to make it seem like he got the John from John Lennon, but apparently it was actually just from a dude in his band. How shitty must that guy feel to be like, I got replaced in history by John fucking Lennon? Like, I don't know why they would bother to put that in when he's clearly talked about like.
I haven't seen the movie since it was in theaters. It was like a year ago, right?
Yeah, I watched it on Hulu
that's
just
bad,
like 2 days ago.
think about it's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Oh, damn.
What were you saying?
Oh, if you think that's bad, think about that Beatles movie that came out and how like they put a fake John Lennon at the end when Paul McCartney and Ringo were both still alive. Like it could have been in the movie.
Oh yeah,
like no, those two. Let's just some guy to play John.
Yesterday's so bizarre. It could have been so good, and then
I still have not seen
that's
that movie.
such an interesting premise. I would say maybe if it's like free, give it a watch.
On like
You like
Netflix or
Beatles
Hulu.
music and you just want to listen to some Beatles music? Yeah, the guy's a good singer, but I mean, the movie just
Yeah,
it seemed like a fanboy joke.
I'm not huge on the Beatles. Like
there's no
I
better
enjoy
way
the
to
Beatles,
stuff.
but I'm not like, oh my god, I fucking love the Beatles. Like, so it's one like if I don't watch it, I probably won't give a shit.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's a movie that's a year old. There is a John Lennon cameo that is, I think,
Yeah.
absolutely atrocious. just be like, when you see it and you see the dialogue the main character is saying to John Lennon, you'll be like, this is really cringy. Like, this sounds like Danny Boyle, the director, is just wanting to
The hug from John Lennon.
right.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Because like I'm actually like reading some stuff about it here, and apparently the original scriptwriter didn't plan for the dude to get fucking famous playing Beatles music. It actually planned for him to, like, since nobody remembered the Beatles, he started playing their music, but nobody actually really like gave a shit. So he's just like,
Dude,
oh.
that is exactly what I told Grant after we walked out of that movie. I said it should have been a time, it should have shown like how the studio system is set up to where it doesn't really help the artist today, and how the Beatles would never have captured on today like they did back then. That would have been such a much more interesting movie, but they just completely glossed over that.
Yeah, because in the whole point that the original writer wanted to make, it was basically just like, literally like that. I mean, it's a lot of it. I'm trying to find where he actually talks about it. Yeah, the songbook isn't bringing him the fame and fortune that it brought the Beatles, because he just doesn't have that. Like, he doesn't have. Yeah, exactly. It's like the time and place type thing.
Right.
He's only getting minor success with those songs. And he was like,
I feel like today one of them would definitely, let's be real, all four of them definitely would have said some shit on Twitter they would have gotten in trouble for.
dude, John Lennon used to beat his fucking wife, bro. Like, he would have been canceled so fast.
I mean, I don't know. Like, a lot of football players hit their wives. It doesn't seem to be that big of a problem. So I feel like,
mean, yeah, that's
It's
true.
not like they could have beaten on their wives. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
that's like a double-edged sword, because then you got taking a knee on the field, but then also taking a knee on someone's neck while you're resting them.
Right.
So it's like that's got a two-layer joke to it. That's brilliant.
Holy shit, man.
Did Betty White die?
You know, I hope not.
Oh, good. I was worried when you said holy shit.
I'm pretty indifferent. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're
If
just-
she
you're-
died, I'd be like, okay.
I mean,
Well,
she is 98 years old. Like, when she
But
goes,
if she
it's gonna be
dies,
sad,
then
but it'll
she
be
goes
like,
to the
she
FC
can
for
run.
immortality.
I'm saying this. This is all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Betty White, what have you done for me lately? That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, I'm just supporting. I think she found the key to immortal life, and if she dies, it proves all of us wrong. You know.
Could you imagine that? Like, you get the key to moral life, and then like Hillary Clinton loses the election, like within the same time frame. Like, you discover that you can live forever,
Okay.
and then right afterwards, the first thing you hear about, Clinton loses, Trump is now president, and you will be alive for the entirety of it.
Well, I mean, hopefully it's only 4 years. You know.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Fuck, whatever.
What kind of odds you got? What kind of odds you got? Do we think that Joe Biden's gonna beat Donald Trump, or do you think he's just gonna get his ass handed to
It's
him?
going to be exactly like the race with Hillary, I think. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be really close, no matter how confident Democrats are in the poll numbers.
Popular
I keep telling
elections.
Ryan this, but the problem with Joe Biden is his biggest weakness is that he talks, and then that's what like kills his chances.
Right.
If he could avoid speaking until election day, he might have a shot at this. But that's just me.
Or maybe when he actually speaks and says something, supportive of the community who is currently being affected, maybe if news stations carried that would kind of help.
Ryan, I'm starting to think you aren't black. So maybe you should just focus on voting for Biden.
Oh, yeah?
Secure
Did
that
you see
black-
this?
For those listening to the audio recording, because that's what this is going to be, Ryan just took Grant's phone off the table and very
my pale
forcefully
ass
pointed it
face.
at his pale ass face. And I was looking down at my notebook, and it caught me off guard. Something fierce. I look up and I just see like Grant's phone just moving, and it was like watching Paranormal Activity, I assume, where it's like, or like a Blair Witch, where it's like a found footage, but it's just Ryan Cottom.
That reminds me, I've got an idea for a movie starring Jamie Lee Curtis called Paranormal Activity.
I don't want to hear any more. Like, I want to be surprised when this thing comes out.
Good, because I had no follow-up.
Holy shit.
And if you can't tell, we have had a few drinks.
Yeah, Ryan has. I don't drink at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, never touch the stuff, right? I'm trying to find a good like news story to talk about, but literally everything, surprise, surprise, is about the process. You know what? It went viral. There's actually an article about how it's just now going viral again, even though that article was from 2015.
I looked that up. I was like, that sounds familiar, but it was like years, and it went viral again for some. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, back in 2015, there was a Nebraska woman who wanted to sue all gay people for being gay, and for her name's Sylvia, which I feel like is like if we were in Pokemon territory, it'd be like Brittany's evolve into Karen's and then evolve into Sylvia's, and they get wings and become a dragon type.
That's a very natural evolution.
So yeah,
did it ever say what she truly wanted? Was it only just to get gay people to admit being gay is a sin?
She wanted a judge to declare that homosexuality was a sin, because as we all know, separation of church and state doesn't exist in the state of Nebraska, because nothing exists in the state of Nebraska. We can honestly...
Or in the U.S. for that matter, but okay.
Well, yeah. In a court case that is officially declared as Driscoll v. Homosexuals, Dawn of Justice. And the only way Sylvia and the homosexuals are going to reconcile is when they all find out that everybody's mom's name is Martha, too.
What was her last name again?
Her name was Sylvia Driscoll. The most Nebraska white
Zack
woman.
Snyder's Driscoll v. Homosexuals?
Yeah, it's going to be the Snyder cut of Driscoll.
It's going to be like 4 hours long. Oh, God.
Dude, I'll watch 4 hours of any person trying to sue gay people.
Like, how do you just sue all gay people?
Well, the thing is, I think it came back because she was probably complaining, because once we all saw that happen, we were like, we got all the Council of Gay Wizards together, and we just decided to turn our whole family gay by casting our gay spells, you know?
Yeah, I mean, hey.
As Catholics assume. I'm not really sure why people think we have the power to do that.
Well, in the case of the Catholics, they need something to blame it on.
Grant is actually gay, so.
Say what?
Yeah, you're gay, right?
I mean, no, but go on.
Well, I thought you were.
This is getting real awkward, man.
Like all those times we like, you know, and you're just like, no.
Excuse me?
Oh, so you just tried guys and you're just like, oh, no, I'm not about it. Wow, okay, dude. Wow.
Yeah, that Brees is coming in real nice, huh?
To be fair, I told you like last week when we were going to do this, I said I was going to do that.
You did. Yeah.
But you were supposed to play along and you didn't do it that time.
You should have told me in advance. Like,
I just thought we had enough natural chemistry, you know, for you to, you know, go along with the joke.
I barely know you.
Wow.
To be fair, can anyone actually ever truly know anybody else?
Not me, you can't. Dude, I don't even know me.
Hey, is this like a group therapy type session, or like?
I guess it's what it's becoming, honestly, yeah.
No, I just want this to turn into Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2.
Cool. So group therapy then. All right.
I just saw a headline that said, what defunding the police would mean. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it means that the police would not have funding. Seems like it's pretty cut and fucking dry, bro.
Well, the thing is, it's not. The movement isn't to totally defund the police. It's to not give them half your city's budget. You know? It doesn't seem that unreasonable.
I think it's fair. We should defund education and see what happens.
Shit.
Is that what we're talking about?
I'm sorry, what high school did you graduate from? Oh, you didn't. Oh, okay.
What?
Huh?
I don't like the insinuation. Just because I didn't go to the same high school everyone else went to, just because maybe I don't have my GED, does not mean I don't get any less of a vote. In fact, it means I get more of a vote than you did. My vote matters more than your vote does.
Well, case closed. Fair enough. You win.
Thank you. You need to fund education and give more money to, what do you call it?
I am not in
the police. There you go.
What do you call it?
What do you call it?
But on that topic,
Yeah.
I feel like Drew Brees, his whole saga, and how quickly that happened is fantastic.
It happened so quickly. I only saw the first part and then the end part. I didn't see anything in between.
Yeah, like he made an apology about what he said what he said, right?
Right.
Disrespecting the flag.
Right.
And then he was like, you know what, after all the comments from my teammates, my bad. And people were like, that sounds really half-assed.
Well, what's crazy about the first statement he made, what, 2017, was it?
I don't remember.
Is like,
Something
no,
like that.
I wasn't like, I'm just a white dude in the Midwest. I'm not looking at Drew Brees for information, about race relations in the United States.
I don't understand why not, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, let me explain it to you this way.
Yeah, can you explain racism to me?
Yeah, I will actually. As a white person, I feel like I should really jump in on this. Drew Brees is the same color I am. That's why he probably shouldn't be, a role model in this situation.
Right.
I mean, he could just say, "Hey, I have your support,"
Peyton
or
Manning,
"You have my support."
Peyton
Not,
Manning,
I have your support.
Peyton Manning should be leading this, right? Because obviously
Sure.
he's more of a leader than Brees is.
Right, and he's got all those Papa Johns.
But he sold those.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because the owner said all those comments, because Peyton Manning's a leader, so he sold his franchise.
Did he?
That might be related. I have no idea.
Huh.
It could be. We could have hit on something.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask Jeeves real quick if Peyton Manning sold his Papa John's.
Is G still?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
I'm just
I just love
listening.
saying that.
I'm just having a good time. Yo, Shaq owns quite a bit of Papa John's, and there's actually been a movement after John was de-papaed to rename it Papa Shaq's. What do we think of that?
Dude, if it was called Papa Shaq's, I'd go there a lot more often.
Or the Pizza Shack, but it's so they have direct competition with Pizza Hut. But it's still SHAQ.
I mean, all right, I know this.
I'd rather them call it Shaq Fu, like that old Sega Genesis game.
Shaq Food.
Shaq Food.
That's pretty brilliant.
SHAQ FU''D.
All right, have your people contact my people. We're going to call Shaq. We've got this down.
For the last time, Ryan, you do not have people. Okay?
I have people.
Stop giving out my phone number to randos with business ideas. Like it's getting a little exhausting.
I am going to continue my life as I choose to live it, okay? This is America, is it not?
According to Donald Glover, yeah.
Okay. No, I'm sure he's fine with the whole situation, I'm sure he's good with where we're at, right?
What, Shaq?
Donald Glover.
In terms of Shaq food. Not in terms of race relations.
Yeah, Donald Glover
how
totally.
that came on.
Donald Glover supports Shaq Fu.
100%. Yo, did you ever play that game one?
No, I didn't. I know this is like a jokey podcast, but on a serious note, I don't know about you guys, but I'm conflicted about Shaq being brought in after outing or after they dismissed the other guy, Snyder, from Papa John's.
Oh, they bring him in afterwards?
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
I thought he already just owned stock in the company.
I thought he was
That's
brought
what I
in as the face of it because they wanted to get the whole image up, which is I'm conflicted in the sense that, like, it's great that he's been given a more of a bigger role, but at the same time, it seems explicitly because he is a black man.
But at the same time, though, would it not have looked pretty rough to just throw in some other random white guy when they could catch literally anyone?
I mean, it's not like they brought in like an Asian man, right? Like if they had brought an Asian guy in, I feel like people wouldn't have said anything. If they brought in like a white guy, people would have been complaining, obviously.
Right.
And they bring in Shaq, and we're supposed to be like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, it just doesn't seem very equitable as like as a turn to make. But at the same time, it's kind of like I am like pro more minorities in leadership positions, so it's tough.
Yeah, but I don't want to go too much into the business. Because I believe didn't the NFL end their partnership with Papa John's?
Yeah, it's now with Pizza Hut.
So didn't it go? So did the NBA go with Papa John's? And could that be why Shaq's more involved?
Did they ever have a pizza?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
What is that even like? How to have like a food sponsorship? And why does no one have Ballpark Franks as their sponsorship?
Dude, how does nobody have pizza bagel bites?
I think we should let those die, man. I know it breaks your heart.
Bagel bites are good.
No.
What's the problem?
Maybe pizza bagel bites.
The 90s will never die.
Listen, guys.
Listen, I know I may have had an uncle that called them Jew pizzas.
Ooh,
Hello?
Ooh, okay. Excuse me?
Hello?
Which uncle was this?
He's no longer alive.
Oh,
So,
okay. So, I mean, it kind of yeah.
yeah, they did. That is a true story.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
But why, though?
Because it said bagel, and he's an idiot.
Fair enough. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, honestly. Shit.
I feel like that's self-explanatory,
Right.
but, you know.
Let's talk about, while we're on the Papa John's subject, I want to talk about the scientific breakthrough that is the papadilla, as they refer to it, part pizza, part sandwich. It's not just what a calzone
You mean the
is,
half slice of pizza folded over?
or that,
So what?
yeah. It's literally
Isn't
just
it
two.
just pizza without sauce?
I'm pretty sure it's just two slices of pizza folded onto each other.
And no sauce, correct?
Yeah, I don't think there's any sauce on it. I think it's
Yeah, you just get sauce on the side.
Okay,
Yeah.
but in their defense, if you live in 2020, okay, and your job, like you got a job out of college, you're an intern, you work for like a pizza marketing team.
You think college interns are coming up with these ideas?
I mean, they have to be at this point. Like, pizza's been out for how many centuries? Like, how many spins can you have on pizza at this point?
Dude, I feel like if you're Papa John's and you don't, well, let's be real, Papa John's, you're like, this is Papa John's. I know this is what it is, and I'm gonna eat it. Why not like work on that? You know, work on that pizza a little more.
Why?
Make it taste better.
Because we're already doing well enough.
Well, because
That is true.
Papa
You know what?
John already ate 40 pizzas in 30 days, Ryan.
They did what?
You don't remember that? The CEO?
No, remember that?
You know,
No, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Oh, Papa John Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Zack Snyder ate 40 pizzas in 30 days.
Levi,
40 pizzas in 30
Levi, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is this like a fake news podcast or like?
It's a general discussion podcast. It's literally like, it doesn't have to be
Okay,
news. We can literally
Because I'm
dick
about
around.
dealing
That's,
in fake news. Okay.
that's what we're
So
doing.
if we're just general discussion, you know, do you want to talk about this accusation that's been going around on Twitter? Apparently, Donald Trump murdered a woman named Cynthia Gamble or something like that. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I did not see that.
There's
Hang
there's
on.
this Twitter account you might be familiar. The Tweet of God. Do you remember that guy?
No.
He gets these viral posts every once in a while. After Trump started tweeting out these things about, have you seen his tweets about Joe Scarborough from MSNBC?
Yeah.
He thinks Joe Scarborough murdered some woman who had a heart condition, fainted, and fell and hit her head.
Well, I don't think we know all the facts. So it's important that we get all the facts before we exonerate George Scarborough.
And I'm sorry for my guest Mike Pence speaking out of turn, but
Listen, I'm not saying Ripper was a perfect bill. What I am saying is that, excuse me. Go ahead. You were saying?
oh, okay. I can't remember.
I just think we're attacking religious freedom in a way that's unhealthy. That's it.
Listen, man, I'm perfectly honest. This is probably not a path you want me to go down right now. But yeah, Trump has been tweeting out these tweets about Joe Scarborough murdering someone, and he wants people to open an investigation. So this Tweet of God account just posted up this person. I think it was Cynthia Campbell. It could have been another name. It was something like Cynthia Campbell. He had posted that she had been murdered by Donald Trump in an effort to get Twitter to flag his story as fake news, and then asked them why, hey, Trump isn't getting flagged for saying Joe Scarborough murdered some woman in 2000. And it kind of went viral.
Damn, son. Katy Perry's trending and people are actually praising her.
For what?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Did she stop appropriating black music? Is that it?
Dude, I don't even get me fucking started on Katy Perry. She's just pregnant and she looks nice. Like she's in a dress and she's pregnant, so people are like, "We love you, Queen." Does nobody remember the fact that she said she loves Japanese people so much that she wants to, like, cut the skin off a Japanese person and wear it as a suit? She said that shit on, like, the Jimmy Kimmel show.
What we do on Wednesdays is none of your business.
Listen, man, we all go through a Japanese phase, okay? And some of us take it too far, like, you know, skinning actual people. But
oh, senpai, skin me.
Oh, God.
You know,
the internet has ruined that word for me. It's absolutely destroyed. Like,
what?
Senpai is like, it's
senpai?
like game over. Like,
do you remember that one meme that went off the rock for that one guy saying it at that unveiling? We watched that documentary. There's actually a good documentary on Hulu called Hail Satan. It is Hail Satan with a question mark. It is about the hypocrisy of separation of church and state in the U.S. It's actually a very interesting documentary.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. Like,
yeah, it's actually quite funny too. Highly recommend.
I'll check it out.
So you heard it here, folks. Hail Satan.
You know, we should just do a movie review podcast. I feel like.
Yeah, but then like I don't want to have to go see all the Marvel movies.
I mean, but we can do it like now, where like the theaters aren't open, so it's just like shit.
Like we go back and like watch an old movie or something.
Right.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fun, man.
That'd be cool.
I could like go back and review Space Jam because there are no flaws.
Okay, right. Let's not do Space Jam.
Right, because there's no flaws.
Well, yeah, there's no flaws in Space Jam. It's a
right, yeah.
We'll workshop.
Timeless piece of
some other ideas going.
Cinema, yeah.
Right. Some will say the greatest piece of cinema that has ever existed.
I heard the sound, and I didn't know you were going to say cinema. So it was the greatest piece of. Are you with me?
Societal progression.
I mean, it's no City Slickers, but like.
I mean, it's no secondhand Lions.
Well, I argue that the Looney Tunes are more acceptable to other people than white people in real life.
Wait, hold on. Is City Slickers the one with Bill Crystal?
Yeah.
Like, it was also my idiot comment.
Where is Bill Crystal during this dark time? Is he?
He's just chilling, man. Like, has anybody even heard from Billy Crystal in a while?
I don't think so. I think Analyze This really destroyed his career.
And yet they gave that movie a sequel.
You leave Analyze That alone. I have never seen it, but I will defend it.
So did y'all see this shit? Apparently J.K. Rowling fucking hates trans people.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't read her tweets. I've only heard recently over the last like half a day of what she's been saying.
Didn't she keep like rewriting the books where like different characters are gay or whatever else? Like...
She hasn't been rewriting the books. Basically, they have this like website called Pottermore, and it started off as like a Harry Potter fan website where you could, you know, like watch little summaries of the books and play games. You could brew potions and whatever. And then they were like, all right, we're not going to do that anymore. We're just going to make it like BuzzFeed for Harry Potter. So they just made a bunch of like personality quizzes, and she would write little just like tidbits about like what the characters did after. Basically retconning shit without actually having to rewrite the books. And yeah, one of the things was like, oh yeah, Dumbledore was gay the entire time. And then, yeah, all these other characters was like, oh yeah, they were also gay. And then it was just like, Harry has like severe PTSD, and Ron and Hermione's marriage is fucking trash. And it's just like, wow. Sounds to me like somebody is speaking from experience there.
Maybe we need to actually watch these movies. I've only seen the first one, and that was like when it came out. And the last one.
I can say this for a fact. I have never seen any of the movies or read any of the books. And
even when you were little, you never saw the first one when it came out?
we were like, what, 15 when the first one came out?
I was in elementary school.
Damn, how old are you?
Huh?
How old are you, dude?
3.
He's in dog years though.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Ryan,
that's still
Ryan,
too young. But,
Ryan has the similar aging capacities of a Maltese.
I do get carded at the movie theater still, which, I'm not going to complain about.
I don't, but it's not because of my age. I just look unapproachable, apparently.
They might just be racist. Legitimately.
Good Lord.
Is anyone pro-fascism?
I just ate.
Wait, what?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't listening. I'm not gonna lie.
Rand's question was,
Is anyone
pro-fascism? And you said, I just ate.
Yeah, none for me, thanks.
Fair enough.
I just haven't seen any like proto-fascist movements in a while.
It's called the Donald Trump administration.
Hey, listen, there may be tons of evidence out there that he might not be a great person, but remember,
The Titans.
yeah. Yeah, you gotta remember, you're not susceptible to propaganda, therefore Trump is innocent. You're not unsusceptible, sorry.
Yeah, but so remember when Joe Biden said that if you don't vote for him, if you vote for Trump, you're not actually black?
Right.
Dude, Trump did the one thing to make everyone forget about that. Like, the one thing he could do was, like, double down on his stance, and he did it.
I just love how he was just like, all right, so we're in the midst of a bunch of protests and riots. Dark times for the nation. I'm going to tear gas a bunch of protesters so I can stand in front of a church holding a Bible and then leave.
I know we're talking about this right now, but like when Joe Biden said that you ain't black, it was like at the end of the interview. Like he had almost won. Like it was over.
He got right there.
He was almost out of there. Like he was like, man, I made it. No flubs. Here we go. And then he had to sneak one last one in.
But like you said, his biggest weakness is that he talks. Is that he has to talk. He has to put sentences together like a human person.
Oh, man.
But the good thing, if you're a Democrat, the good thing is so does Donald Trump. He also has to put sentences together.
No, he doesn't.
That is actually
that's
true.
how low the bar is for this man.
That is actually
he
true.
He doesn't have to string together a complete. He can speak in fragments. He'll be like, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point, man.
Like this election cycle is just going to be grumpy old men. Like it's just going to be Joe Biden and Donald Trump like letting each other's dog out and like shitting in their pickup trucks.
Right.
And like it's just going to be a prank war, but like that's not going to be the election. They're just going to do that just on their own. Like it's not even going to have any effect.
They should just fight, like just a physical fight.
Dude, I want them to so badly.
Hell in a Cell, Biden, Trump.
Just fucking Thunderdome.
Yes.
Well, dude, I mean, with the fences that are around the White House, they're halfway there.
Right. I mean, where's Master Blaster? What is he doing? We need a Master Blaster to like mediate this fight between Biden and Trump.
They each get one like tag team partner who can come in for like 2 minutes. Donald Trump gets.
But if it's an actual true race, hear me out. If it's
All
an actual true race and you want them to be equally as challenged physically, they should both at separate times face the same person. So like I don't know. Let's see.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Von Miller just fighting just beating the shit out of two old men. That would be funny. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I like this Von Miller idea. How about they have to do like combine tests that NFL players have to do?
Dude, they just have to do American
You want to
Ninja
see
Warrior.
two old men die? Is that
I don't want to see him die.
Trump coming in at 230 pounds?
Coming in at one Jay Cutler. I don't know if you remember that they had claimed that Donald Trump, who is the same height as Jay Cutler, weighs the same amount as Jay Cutler. Now listen, I'm a fat person, and I easily recognize just pure denial when I see it. He does not weigh one Jay Cutler.
I mean, maybe it's like retired Jay Cutler, you know? Like,
No, you know it isn't. You know that's not what he did. Dude, he literally said he was down in the bunkers giving a tour.
because he's so healthy and agile.
Right.
Yeah, clearly. He's the healthiest president we've ever had, guys.
Did you actually see during that whole situation, the term bunker bitch was trending?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Everywhere. And one of the greatest comments I saw was like, my new band. Come see my new band, Bunker Bitch.
Dude, honestly.
But no, can we go back to this like tag team partner thing?
Yes.
Because I want to know
I refuse.
who's Trump's partner going to be?
Mike Pence.
No, I can't be Mike Pence.
Why not?
Oh, do they have to team with like actual people?
Because like if Trump dies,
That's
You
fair.
should have like Joe Biden and the Undertaker fighting Trump.
ooh, man. Trump Kane versus Biden Undertaker. Oh man,
I forgot about that, dude.
right?
This man, God,
He could be dead. I have no idea.
he's not.
He was old like when I was lost.
He became mayor of a city, believe it or not.
Oh, good for him.
Good for him.
I don't remember that because I saw.
It'll be it'll be Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent will be
That
Yeah,
makes,
Trump's
that makes a
tag
lot
team.
of sense, to be honest. That makes a lot of sense.
His only option is to get older people to join.
Yeah.
him. I don't know. That seems.
You know, I had never heard of Ted Nugent more than when Trump was running. Like before that, I had not heard of Ted Nugent that much. Like I don't think I've heard any of his songs like ever.
I know one song by him. It's a song that everyone knows.
Oh wait, did he write fucking Cat Scratch Fever?
That's right, the song is. Yes, it is.
Okay, I've heard Cat Scratch Fever by Ted Nugent. See, if he was smart, he'd change his name to Ted Nugent, and then he could just work for Three Musketeers.
I mean, that's too close to black, though. I don't really like that association.
I don't know, man. Ted Nugget sounds pretty fucking funny.
Ooh, Ted Nugget.
Ted Chicken McNugget. When you
Ted
run out of things to talk about.
Spicy Nugget.
Ted Chicken.
Yo, you guys had spicy nuggets, though?
I do not currently have spicy nuggets, no.
What do you think
What
of
was that?
spicy nuggets?
I have eaten them before, yes.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, they're chicken nuggets, so naturally I love them.
Apparently, a $1 million treasure in the Rocky Mountains has been found.
A what?
A treasure. It says famed art and antiques collector Forrest Finn, who said he hid $1 million in treasure in the Rocky Mountain wilderness over a decade ago, said Sunday the chest of goods has been found. Finn, 89, told the Santa Fe New Mexican that a treasure hunter located the chest a few days ago. The man who found it does not want his name mentioned.
Smart.
How do you know that's worth $1 million, man? What, dude? I want to do that. Can we go on a treasure hunt? Can we just go full fucking Indiana Jones?
How do you get that job?
Dude, as soon as I see a bridge that looks kind of rickety, the adventure's over. So no, I would not be Indiana Jones. I am easily deterred from putting through effort into something like that.
Fair enough. Grant, what would be your deal breaker in an adventure like that?
Oh man, I'd probably say like I don't know, the Klan. I feel like if they were around, I'd probably just leave.
Temperatures over 70 degrees.
80 degrees, excuse you.
Sorry, 80.
One mosquito. What else?
I can handle two, so I mean, you're kind of a bitch.
Like if you were in a car, it didn't have AC, I'd probably just leave the adventure.
Mine would
if
be.
we didn't have Wi-Fi, game over.
Oh yeah, lack of Wi-Fi would be a deal breaker for me.
You gotta have jungle Wi-Fi, or I'm gonna go into the jungle.
Yo, yeah, you gotta get that. You gotta get that Google Fiber and the Amazon, man. Honestly, what would break it for me would be like if we had to get on a plane to go to the area to start the adventure, and the ticket would just cost too damn much, and I'd be like, that's not worth it.
See, that's why I think we should get like some investors into the adventure. You know, like you're not spending your own money to find this treasure.
Yeah,
when
we
you
should
find
do a
a treasure,
sponsorship,
right?
man.
I mean,
I'll start an OnlyFans where people can fund our adventures, and I'll sell feet pics to raise the money.
How wild are you willing to get for OnlyFans, though?
I mean, we'll start with feet, and then we'll see where we go. How badly do we want to do the adventure?
I mean,
hold on. Is Jose Conseco still doing that one adventure thing he was doing, where he takes a group of people who paid him money to go look for aliens, UFOs, and Bigfoot?
What?
That is a real story that came out last year.
Really?
Former baseball player. Yeah.
Yeah. I just typed in Jose Conseco adventure. Jose Conseco's fainting goat adventure. Hello. Hunt Bigfoot and aliens with Jose Conseco for only $5,000 in cash.
He charged you $5,000 to go look for Bigfoot with Jose Conseco.
Having been spurned in his offer to be President Trump's chief of staff, the former A's outfielder has a new adventure planned, hunting for Bigfoot and aliens, and you can travel with him for a mere $5,000 cash.
Does if I pay the $5,000, I don't know if it says that. I see you're looking it up. Does it say he has to go with me?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is you pay $5,000 cash to go with Jose Conseco.
Right. Okay. So back to the Indiana Jones thing. Deal breaker for me is if Jose Conseco is there, I'm out.
If you had to go on an adventure with any like retired or current athlete, who would you pick?
Wait, what'd you say?
If you were going on an adventure and you had to take one current or retired athlete, well, we'll just say retired. One retired athlete, who would you pick?
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
100%.
God damn, you stole my answer immediately.
I mean, who else?
Man,
it's just a great pick. Because he's going to get his where he gets got, you know?
I mean, is Kelvin Benjamin an option? If not him, then Eddie Lacy, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm curious, why Eddie Lacy?
Because Eddie Lacy and I have a lot in common. You know, like he and I have the same body type, we like the same foods, and roughly the same height.
How do you know what food he likes?
Because we're like brothers, dude.
Oh, okay.
Look at him. Look at him and look at me. We're the same.
I think you're baiting me into a racist trap right now.
No, why? Why would you say that?
Treading lightly, Ryan. Treading lightly.
This would be good.
Good Lord.
You know what? Oh, I'm bringing on his name. Terrell Owens. That dude who was just like, oh, I love me some me. He would be wacky and adventurous. I feel like. I mean, he's gonna be dramatic most of the time, which I feel like we would also do.
Yeah.
I'm the least dramatic person I know.
That is a lie.
Grant, you got upset because you couldn't find bagels. I had to show you where bagels were.
I think we're all missing it. The important thing is I found the bagels and we're all stocked up. So
the important thing is I showed you where the bagels are. At a store that you used to work in.
I don't want any of my personal information to be broadcast. I just want to let everyone know that I know where the bagels are, and I found them just fine and promptly. That's it.
All right.
His phone number will be in the description of this podcast.
Yeah, you can call Grant at 1-800-SEXY-BAGEL. Good luck with that.
Okay.
Dude, can we just say it's your number and put it's like a random congressman's office?
Absolutely.
Yeah, call.
Yeah, there's an idea for you.
Call this number and say that you bought Grant some bagels.
Congressman generator.
Yeah, we'll just send it to Mitch McConnell. It'll be fine. Mitch McConnell's gonna go into his office and just a bunch of bagels are gonna fall out. It's just gonna
Mitch
say.
McConnell's gonna go into his office and not give a fuck about what people are asking.
It's just gonna say, "Love you, Grant," and he's gonna be like, "Who is this Grant person, and why do I have his bagels?" Or however the fuck he talks. I don't know.
What if I started sending him love letters from you?
You guys been following that?
What?
The Lady G on Twitter?
No.
You remember Lady G?
No.
All right. So I
don't use Twitter, so
this porn star, this gay male porn star, has been saying,
but not me, right?
I mean, I don't know. Are you a porn star?
That doesn't matter. Continue.
All right. Okay. What?
No, just continue.
I'm just saying, if you are, whatever. Okay. But, after the show, let me know. Okay. Anyway. All right. So the gay male porn star is, on Twitter claiming that some sort of congressman always has been hiring a bunch of, gay male escorts. And he has dubbed this person Lady G. So everyone's like, LG, those initials only stand for, one congressman. It's got to be Lindsey Graham. So then everyone's like, who is it? And he's like, I'm going to get with my other people who have signed NDAs and see if we can't break those so we can release the actual name of the person. So there could be a chance that Lindsey Graham, who, by the way, is unmarried and without children, said Lady G and is in fact a homosexual.
Well, okay, I feel like I can't actually weigh on this as a gay person. I can tell you, I have an impeccable gaydar as a gay person. There are two people right now in Washington, D.C. that I know 100% they are gay.
Go ahead.
I have the documents, and I'm ready to leak them. Lindsey Graham and Mike Pence, 100%.
I don't know
now, are they having relations with each other? That's interesting.
Mike Pence.
But that's up for the fans to speculate.
You think Mike Pence is gay?
I think anyone who is that so against gay people is either gay, bisexual, or had multiple gay thoughts in their life and are really scared.
Because he's so robotic that I don't think he's capable of sexual function. And I think that's what turns him on.
Mother.
So did Norman Bates.
So he could be a little edible.
Well, I guess no, he just called his mom mother.
That's true.
He wanted to fuck her, you know what I mean?
Could be a little.
Maybe that's his thing.
That's a good point.
He likes moms, like his. He looks his mom in particular, is what I'm saying.
I'm not going to argue with you if you want to make that accusation.
Because
all I can say is I think you like his father.
But I studied psychology. I started with Freud, and I ended with Freud. So that's all I know.
I mean, that's the most compelling evidence I've ever heard.
Thank you.
History Channel needs to make a documentary on it.
They already have.
Because they have made things on less. Less evidence.
I would love that. Have my own show. We just ask me questions.
Dude, put me on Ancient Aliens. Like, for real. I'll say some wackadoo shit for money.
I really believe aliens built the pyramids rather than like.
I'm on here saying wackadoo shit for free.
I can pay for this?
Yeah, honestly.
You are?
All right. So, we have any more topics, Levi?
Yeah, no. Ryan, you're totally gonna get paid.
Yeah.
In fruit straight gum?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. In Trident layers?
Trident layers, yeah.
I wish I was paid in Trident layers.
Nobody pays me in gum. I had an idea for a porn. It was a Trident layers porn called Trident Lay Her. And
Is it like Poseidon doing his thing, or?
No, it's Jason.
No, it's just sponsored by Trident Gum. And instead of paying her in gum, the guy pays the college, the 21-year-old babysitter in cum, because the babysitter things already exist in porn. So it's not gonna be that difficult.
All right. I mean, this is probably getting too detailed, but like, so like, how many ounces would equal like $1 or so in this form of payment?
I mean, we're not measuring in dollars. We're measuring in gum.
Are we talking about skeletons where like bones are
There's
their
no
money?
there's no real transfer rate.
I mean, like skeletons, bones are their money.
You can't just go to a store and buy Trident layers.
And like worms are their dollars.
Wait,
the skeleton.
Grant or Ryan, did you just say you can't go to a store and buy Trident layers? Because I beg to differ.
No. I've said this, therefore it's true.
Man, I can't imagine getting you to go for someone who's in your interest.
Holy shit.
I feel like reaching for my phone. We should do one of those riff rack things where if we play a movie and we just comment over it.
Could you go back, take this down every time we have an edit for this episode? It's like we have an idea, but specifically for this one,
just put re-release, like re-release.
Just re-release the episode.
Re-release.
Episode whatever, the final cut.
Yeah, the Zack Snyder cut.
Yes.
That's what we'll call it. This one's gonna be Marvin's Room, the Zack Snyder cut. Fucking. What do you want to talk about? What do you got?
I can rant just about anything if you give me a topic, but
90 Day
you want to go back
Fiance.
to the separation of church and state. We've got a lot we could cover.
Okay, yeah, let's go for it. Let's talk.
If you want to talk something about more fun, we could talk something more fun. I'm down for talking about things that are fun.
Okay.
Or ranting about something.
Like how Pink Family Associate is.
Right.
Dude, where did he get the idea to Donald Trump didn't pick me to be his chief of staff. I know. I'll charge idiots $5,000 and I'm going to go hunt Bigfoot with them.
I mean,
and why is that not a show? Why is that not a television show?
Oh, I was under the assumption it was.
No, and people just pay just to go hang out with them.
Listen. I'm currently buying the rights, so maybe we don't put this on the broadcast right now. All right. I'm in the process of negotiating, getting the TV deal done with Conseco and the Monster Hunters. So
between now and the beginning of this, you contacted Jose Conseco.
Yeah, apparently you can just Google him and his phone number comes up. Text him and he's like, yeah, sure.
Oh, cool. Hey, Levi, could you just Google his phone number real quick and see if Grant's lying?
Yeah, I just had it removed, so don't try it.
Google whose phone number? Jose Conseco? Yeah, his number is...
Questions I didn't think I'd be asking today. What's Jose Conseco's phone number?
Hey, Google. What's Jose Conseco's phone number?
He's a celebrity, so his number is actually only 7 digits.
Who, Levi?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I thought Levi was. I mean, I know Levi more than I know Jose Conseco, so I feel like.
True.
Yeah.
Have you already agreed
Yo,
about
apparently in the Miami Times, Jose Conseco, now granted this was 2011, so I imagine it changed. He published his ex-girlfriend's phone number on Twitter, so they published his phone number on the news. And
you somehow BS'd your way into the truth. That's amazing.
I told the complete truth. I don't know. I mean, currently in talks with Jose Conseco after Googling his number.
Do you know it's him? Did it send you any pictures or anything?
I mean, if he has the same number after like 9 years, then yeah, it's still up there. You can find it.
Like, that's literally how you get a dick pic. Like, that's 100% how people get dick pics.
You say, all you have to do is say, can you prove you're Jose Conseco?
He's like, no problem. Then you get mushroom. That's exactly what happened.
Listen, man.
Like, you're just asking for a dick pic with that. I mean, prove it's you.
Do straight people have this problem? Because gay people don't have this problem.
What do you mean?
Do you just get random dick pics?
I mean, I imagine women do.
I mean, gay dudes do, but it's like from people on like dating sites who don't like message you beforehand. It's just like, just throws it out there. Yeah, you probably want to see this unsolicited dick pic, I assume.
Yeah. Listen, I've never sent a dick pic to a woman, but
you don't have to lie, man.
Listen, but I'm pretty young, so we'll see how it shakes out.
But you have sent it to a man, though.
Not on purpose.
By accident, you accidentally sent somebody a dick pic?
Okay, well, in my defense, the man and I were related, so it's fine.
What'd you do? Accidentally, like, send your brother a dick pic?
Yeah, my brother, yeah.
Yeah. Your creepy uncle who's just like, I'm going to have to save this for later.
You know, now that you're saying that, I'm wondering, your dad hasn't been around in a few months. I'm kind of curious why.
Do you normally keep tabs on my parents?
No, I just, sometimes I see your dad, I say, hey, you know, he hasn't been around, you know. I just figured something weird must have happened.
Hey, man, what are you eating down there?
I got some salad. Take a snack break.
Opposite of that.
Yeah, Ryan definitely does. I just had some salad, so.
A nice shrimp with rice, some pea and carrot, you know, a little salad, if you will.
Well, that's not bad.
Even though it's all fried.
I'm trying to eat healthier, man. I'm a fat man. I'm a fat boy.
Same.
I'm 150 pounds, but I'm 5'1", so I don't wear it well.
Yeah, I'm 152, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Conseco's number.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, give him a call. Get him on. Dude, send him the fucking Zoom link. Get him on the podcast. Yo, y'all been watching that 90 Day Fiancé?
No.
You heard about this? You know what this is? It's
no.
these.
I know of it.
Yeah. The current season has become a meme because there's this dude named Big Ed, and he literally he looks like somebody inflated an Oompa Loompa and just went, all right, go. And it's just like all these people who are getting like catfished or have like long distance relationships, and he started a relationship with this like 23-year-old Filipino woman, and he goes to the Philippines to meet her, and he's like appalled at the fact that it's a third world area in parts.
I mean, have any of these relationships worked out on the show?
I honestly don't know if any of these relationships ever work out. Like, there's one woman who she's been on like 3 seasons because like every time she gets with somebody new, it just doesn't work out. And just like they're all like horrible people. Like, there's this guy who he's from like Alabama or some shit, and he's got those cold, dead, like Garth Brooks eyes. Like, you know how Garth Brooks has that like cold, like robot stare, where like he's smiling, but you know that he's like dying inside. This dude falls in love with a woman from Russia, and he goes to Russia with the express purpose of like asking her to marry him. But he's also like an ex-con, and homeboy like used to like sell drugs, and he apparently like locked his wife in the house at one point. There's like pending shit about him like being a fucking psychopath. And he got mad at her because she was like, he proposed to her and she was just like, maybe not yet. We should definitely get to know each other better. And he got fucking shitty and just got on the first plane back to like Tennessee or Alabama, where the fuck his bumfuck ass is from. It's wild. Yes. It's wild. Like, I normally don't like trash TV, but I watch like people who comment on it, which kind of makes me feel like I'm not a piece of shit for watching it. Because I'm not watching it, I'm watching them talk about it, right?
Oh, so you found Grant's YouTube channel then?
Yeah, Grant's YouTube channel at youtube.com/chocolate-chip-cookies-and-getting-some-nookie.com.
Hey, is that trademarked? Because I got some ideas.
I was about to say, I would hope that your own YouTube channel is trademarked, Grant. Chocolate Chip Nookie. That's gonna be the name of my first album. When I quit stand-up comedy to become a SoundCloud rapper.
Can you like freestyle right now? Actually, I just want to see what you got.
Oh, freestyle! Oh God! Okay. Let me just. Give me a beat, Ryan. Give me a beat.
Yeah.
Grant, give me a beat.
Well.
All right, thanks. So.
He's got it.
Yeah. Listen, everybody on the Marvin's Room podcast, gonna kick some motherfucking pod ass. Drinking Smirnoff infusions, 0 sugar, causing confusion. Cause it's getting me drunk. And it's getting me crunk. Go to sleep in a bunk. Watching some Monk. Look, listen, shine, glisten. Gonna make your motherfucking girlfriend's pussy wet.
I mean, you had it for a while though.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to go off the dome, you know.
As they say.
Going off the dome like I'm home alone. Macaulay Culkin. Skeletons have bones.
Macaulay Culkin.
They call me the young Macaulay Culkin out on these streets. Did you see where Macaulay Culkin's in a band called Pizza Underground, where they play Velvet Underground songs, but they just replace random words with pizza? And one time he was playing a show in Amsterdam, and people got so mad about it, they moved them off stage.
Dude, Grant played bass for them for years.
Was that before or after you got your master's in pseudoscience?
It was simultaneous, I believe.
Yeah.
He was working towards it, I believe, right? Or was it just after?
Who's your favorite Star Wars?
Hey, is Grant still on the podcast?
Yeah.
Hey, Grant, are you there?
Grant?
I think you might have lost him.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, well.
Wait, what did you say? You said something about a what?
Who's your favorite Star Wars?
I'm going to say Finn because he lays pipe. Thank you.
Finn does lay pipe, and that's facts.
Dude, following that dude on, or just watching what that dude posts on social media is hilarious. The way he just goes after like these shitty racist fanboys.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Dude, when he said, Finn Lane's something.
I'm just saying, Kylo Ren's out of the way. Finn's gonna slide in, and look what he does.
He's gonna swoosh right into that Ray puss. Yo, dude. Also, I actually feel really badly for that chick that plays what's her face, the character that nobody liked, whose name escapes me.
Yeah, the one that got harassed on Twitter and
Yes.
all that after
Yeah,
Last Jedi.
her name's like Kelly. Was it Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly McCulkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
But yeah, like a bunch of the whole like, oh, they're actress.
Kelly Marie Tran is her name. She played Rose. Yeah. Because people didn't like that character, they harassed her, and like.
Well, yeah, and there was a bunch of like white supremacists being all.
Yeah, they were like, "You ruined Star Wars."
White
like,
genocide, all this bullshit.
It's
because
like,
some Asian woman got a role.
She totally
and it
wrote.
Wasn't even that big of a role.
Like they're trying to say she ruined Star Wars, like she wrote the fucking movie.
Right, I was gonna say it's like it's not her fault that movie is not good. Like,
I was like, if you need a,
if she had a say.
I was like, y'all need to fucking bully J.J. Abrams and the guy that wrote Last Jedi.
Like,
Dude,
I want to see all these people talking, like, turn down the money, like, they're offered to be in those movies.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I'm not gonna lie.
You got to turn down that money first.
I did not care for Rise of Skywalker. It felt like it was just one giant, hey, we're sorry about the last movie. Like, they spent so much effort apologizing for the things people didn't like about Last Jedi that they forgot that they had to just make another movie.
That movie's a sloppy mess.
That's my favorite Star Wars movie.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would say that.
I'm not known for having a taste.
Like, most of them.
You've only seen the first three.
Yeah. I've seen part of like the fourth one, and then yeah, he's only seen part of A New Hope, and then the other three movies, the three new Disney releases. So, like in my opinion, I think Star Wars is garbage.
You've seen Rogue One.
You know, as much as I love Star Wars, it kind of is though.
That's what I'm saying though. Like every time I talk to Star Wars,
I
like,
fucking
hey, don't
love
watch
Star Wars. It's kind of trash.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked the original trilogy because I mean, I grew up with that, and then
I like
the
original
came out, and when I was a kid, I thought they were good. But you know, I hit middle school, and I was like, oh, not so much.
And then you get the new movies, and it's like the new movies succeeded in making the prequels look not as bad by comparison.
Right.
It's like Force Awakens was all right. I mean, it was just a rehash of A New Hope. Like it was literally just the same movie.
Right.
And then Last Jedi was.
And
just
then the
like,
Last Jedi was.
All right.
The Last Jedi was like, we're going to subvert everyone's expectations.
Yeah.
So we're going to make the story not make sense.
And then
okay, I have a question for you. Actually, maybe you can answer this. Why did Kylo Ren hate his parents?
You know, I don't know. I really don't.
Same.
Because
don't
his beef was with Luke His beef was with Luke, man.
Because they abandoned him.
They did not.
Yes, they did, dude. Remember? And then he went off with Skywalker, and then, like his parents were gone. Man, that's rough.
Well, because he's in the Jedi Academy, and then Luke has a vision that he's gonna like fucking turn evil. So he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna just fucking kill him and get it over with." Which I'm sure Han and Leia fucking love that. Where it's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I saw a vision of your son turning evil, so I decided I was gonna kill him before that happened."
And they were like, "Okay, cool."
And they were literally just like, "All right, bet."
And like the whole thing about The Last Jedi, though, it just doesn't make sense. Like the whole thing where they're going to that casino planet ended up not mattering.
Yeah, it didn't matter at all. It was literally just an excuse for them to put fucking Benicio del Toro in the movie.
Right. It could have been an hour and a half, that movie.
I just want to point out that if they had gone to the casino planet, we wouldn't have understood the class divides that, are disrupting the galaxy.
Oh, they wouldn't be able to put in the one throwaway line where they're like, oh, see, both sides are paying war profiteers. And then not go into it any further.
That's the whole purpose of the movie. Think about Laura Dern's character. Does she make any sense? No.
She didn't, because no, dude, that's the whole thing. Like, if they were smart, Leia should have been the one to sacrifice herself, not Laura fucking Dern. Because they tried to make Laura Dern's death be like impactful to the audience, But it's hard to have an impactful death when you literally spend like 45 minutes with a character before they die.
I will say I don't like the movie, but sitting in the movie theater, that shot where it's just dead silent and the ship goes through, I thought that was gorgeous.
That was actually a really good shot, honestly.
Right. But yeah, and then the whole thing with Luke at the end, I was like, and then people who argue me were just like, oh, you're just mad because, spoiler alert, you're just mad because he died. I'm like, no, because I'm mad because like it didn't make any sense. Like I always assumed he didn't die in these movies. Like that was a given, but like he just gave up. And then he's given that whole line of like, oh, you want me to go down with my laser sword and go fight them? Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, actually. You're
Go
Luke
do
fucking
that.
Skywalker.
And then you can be alive. You can be alive to help them out in the future. You know what I mean? Like he's a valuable asset.
Well, yeah, he was supposed to be the main fucking character of it all.
Him giving up at that point doesn't make sense.
He's Luke fucking Skywalker, dude.
I know you're loving this conversation.
No, I agree. Like if you think
Star
about
Wars
it,
is supposed to center around Luke
Luke
Skywalker.
Like, I mean, I'm surprised. What's his name? Captain Pickard didn't think anything about Luke Skywalker doing his thing. Like, where's the rest of the crew and the Vulcans?
Well, Levi, speaking of that,
they were on Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, right.
Were you ever a Star Trek person?
Yeah, dude, I got a Jean-Luc Picard cookie jar sitting on top of my refrigerator.
Did you see Star Trek Picard?
I haven't yet because I don't have CBS All Access. I need to get that shit.
Does anybody?
I do. Well, I did.
Because I might just get a free trial. So I want to watch that, and I want to watch Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone.
Don't watch it. Don't watch
it. Is it bad?
Watch it. It's not. No, it's not bad.
It's not terrible.
It's just not like it's not like, oh, this is like riveting TV. It's
like
okay.
I don't think it's worth it, man.
In a world
got a free
where
trial, but it's free.
In a world where we have Black Mirror, was a reboot of Twilight Zone even necessary? Because that's essentially what Black Mirror is.
It really does try to be Black Mirror. It does. It tries really hard.
Because Black Mirror is just Twilight Zone.
We've only seen 2 episodes, I think. I don't know if you've watched any more. Have you?
It's not. I'll say this.
Twilight Zone?
Yeah. I'll say this. I probably think it was the first episode of The Comedian.
Yes, it was.
It definitely gets better than that, for sure, 100%. Okay. But, like, not that much better. And I think Adam Scott for, like, the Nightmare 20,000 Feet is, like, a horrible casting. Whatever.
Yeah.
They redid Nightmare at 20,000 Feet?
Yeah, it's good.
So Adam Scott gets to do the whole, like, there's something on the wing. Like, he's
I would go back and watch the
Shatner
original
character.
Yeah, I would go back and watch the original if you just want to see something like that again. But I haven't seen, other than those 2 episodes, I haven't seen any.
And I auditioned to be the monster, and they said, they said what they said, and I think it really hurt the production. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Well, yeah.
I'm not hurt by it.
We just need to do our own version of that, and Ryan can be Shatner. Grant, you can be on the wing.
Yes.
And I'll direct it, and you can just improv for like an hour, and we'll just have various.
Actually, can he be Shatner? I'll be Shatner's wife.
Ryan
is talk with an even deeper voice than I have now.
So Grant would be Shatner, you'd be Shatner's wife, and then I'll be the creature on the wing, and I'll just be sitting there just like eating a piece of pizza, just like, hey.
I wouldn't be at all trying to disguise my normal voice. I'd be like, dude, why are you freaking out right now?
Guys, I'm okay with like doing the Eddie Murphy type deal where I'm Shatner's wife.
Where you're just everybody.
Right. Like it's like a Malkovich type deal where everyone in the background also has my face.
All right, we need to hit pause right now. That is the goal, and we are doing that.
I gotta say, John Malkovich has honestly been like the shining point of Space Force for me. Like I know you guys haven't watched it, but he's in it, and it's just
I didn't know either.
It's just John Malkovich being John Malkovich, not to be confused with the movie being John Malkovich.
Gotcha.
However, fun fact though, John Malkovich is in the single greatest movie ever made that I know earlier I said was Space Jam, but it's actually, in fact, a different movie. Do you know which movie I'm talking about?
Being John Malkovich?
No.
Red 2?
The Big
You don't
Lebowski?
know this. No.
Oh, Burn After Reading. Got you. He's a big Coen fan. Oh my God. One of the greatest movies of all time.
There you
Burn
go.
After
You got it.
Reading?
From the classic producer, Jerry Bruckheimer.
We have to say it at the same time. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Con Air. It's the best movie.
Oh, yeah.
It is power in my veins. Nick Cage's mullet blowing in the wind.
I'm going to see my daughter today.
A plane landing on the Vegas Strip, followed by a fire truck police car chase.
He walks through getting shot on an airplane.
And his friend, his only black friend, dies of diabetic shock on a plane.
That's so true.
After Nick Cage scours a desert town to find insulin. Oh man, that's genius.
Chef's kiss.
Like,
Molto bene.
100% forgot about that.
it's between Con Air and Face Off. I'm not sure which one gives
Con
me.
Air.
I'm not sure which one gives me more power.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. Nick Cage playing John Travolta playing Nick Cage. I don't know if there's anything better.
Dude, Armageddon gives me more of that than Face Off. Armageddon's so freaking ridiculous.
Dude, Armageddon is literally just like, I don't know.
To teach these drillers how to be astronauts.
Also,
We are not going to train astronauts to drill.
We're going to teach drillers to be astronauts, and we're going to have Aerosmith do the key song of the soundtrack. And Steven Tyler's daughter is the love interest. Like,
hold on.
Did they get like a
did
they just get like a 2-for-1 deal?
I just want to say this in terms of soundtrack. I want to point out that "Kiss from a Rose" was the theme for Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I years later, I'm still puzzled. I'm still puzzled over how exactly this is related.
What do you mean?
Don't get me wrong. "Kiss from a Rose," fantastic song,
Mm-hmm.
one of the greatest. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Batman, "Kiss from a Rose." I'm not saying the connect. I'm not saying it.
I don't understand. You're confused.
How did Seal Band get that contract?
Because there used to be a graying tower alone on the sea.
Oh, right.
And that tower is the Batcave. That's Wayne Manor.
I was going to say from the movie Tower Heights.
And you remain my power, my pleasure, my pain.
Right.
To me, you're like a strong addiction that I can't deny. The whole point of it is Batman's strong addiction, in this case, is saving Gotham City. And he's asking if it's healthy because the chick that he falls in love with is a psychiatrist, which is Nicole Kidman. But did you know that when it snows, his eyes become large?
Become alive.
I'm literally just making this up as I go. I don't have a fucking clue why they settled on that.
They don't ever tackle police brutality in Batman.
Because
they're
Batman,
just always like, oh yeah, the cops are corrupt generally. I feel like, what if Batman was accused, you know?
Because,
Batman
well, that's the thing.
brutality.
Batman's so much more violent than the cops that he makes the cops just
he
look
breaks
okay.
bones.
Like, there was this meme I saw where it was just like, Batman lets the Joker get away all the time, and he can't harm the Joker because it's his code. But by God, if you're a henchman who's just like loading a box to the Joker's truck, it's like, I hope you like not having kneecaps, because Batman's just gonna like blow your shit right to hell.
I always like that college humor sketch they did with Patton Oswalt as a penguin, where Batman figures out his batarangs have not been bouncing off this whole time. He's actually, in fact, been killing people because they're sharp.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're basically just ninja stars. That makes sense.
Right.
Holy shit. But yeah, dude, that makes sense. And you know what? That's the weird thing is The Dark Knight is so far the only Batman movie where not a single batarang is used. And yet it's the best one. Figure that out.
Sure. You know, it's also a tacit acceptance of the Bush administration's Patriot Act spy program on the American citizenry as just justifies the war in Iraq and domestic terrorism. But whatever, it's cool. Dark Knight's one of the better Batman movies, even if it's complicit in an ideal America where people are spying on to protect their safety, as if privacy and safety are usually exclusive. Anyway, what were we saying?
And it also
Right,
completely
and
falls.
I'm going to add to that. I'm not saying Christopher Nolan is racist. However,
Oh, here we go.
in Tim Burton's version, Harvey Dent was a black man. He was Billy D. Williams.
He was.
He never got to be Two-Face. Yeah, he got. Oh, here's Aaron Eckhart. Thank you. Was he thank you for smoking?
Sure was.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, you got Mr.
Yeah.
Thank you for smoking over here, replacing Billy D. Williams. Ugh.
Well, it was Tommy Lee Jones before that.
Wait, what'd you say?
It was Tommy Lee Jones before that.
Right. I forgot about
Tommy
that.
Lee Jones doing his best impression of Jack Nicholson's Joker.
It's
And
so
that's the thing
unnatural.
too. Like with Aaron Eckhart being Two-Face, even though I do agree that Dark Knight's one of the better Batman movies, the last half hour of that movie just fucking falls apart. Because like the Joker is done, and then they're just like, oh shit, we gotta make sure that we wrap up the Two-Face thing. They spend the final half hour of the movie on the Two-Face thing, and it's just like, man, it's almost like this should have been the opposite. You probably should have wrapped up Two-Face before Joker, because the last half hour with the Two-Face
Right.
shit is honestly kind of boring, to be quite honest.
Honestly, I wanted more Two-Face, but like not him doing anything, but him going from like car to car, just flipping coins on people before he gets to Dent's house, before he gets to Gordon's house. I want 24 hours of Dent's story.
Hold on a second. Does he flip a coin for literally every decision? Do you
But
know?
yeah, that's Two-Face's like thing.
Right, but is it just like in terms of his like actions like outside of home, or is it like oh, am I gonna sleep with my wife tonight? Let's flip a coin.
Or is it like, is this like a fart, or do I have to shit right now? Flip a coin.
I know in
Like,
the
do I
comic,
order pizza, but I've got a frozen pizza in there, and I can just make it up real quick. Like, does he flip a coin?
I know in the comic books they make it where like a lot of the time he basically is crazy enough that he has to do that to make a decision. But my thing is like, what if he's choiced with like 3 things? Coin only got 2 sides. What's he gonna do? Roll a die at that point? Like,
Well, hold on. Maybe he takes like 2 of them, right? The first 2 that are just named. He flips between them. Then he moves on to the last one, flips between them, and then
Okay.
boom, there you go.
how does he decide which 2 to flip through first?
Just literally whatever the first 2 are named.
That's not fair.
I know.
I feel
But
like
listen,
I think recency bias and the primacy effect are biased, which would therefore cloud the judgment of said choice. So he couldn't logically choose between which 2. 3 things would be, again, his undoing. I think that should have been his like
the
fatal
coin
flaw.
decides, man. The coin decides, not him.
I mean, I think in the way though.
Like you're
Or-
just like saying like, oh, I have a general rule where I read the first 2 things, say, hey, flip between those, and then the next one, flip between that.
That's not fair.
I'm not saying it's
And
fair.
it's about what's
He's
fair.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's about what's fair.
What's fair is fair.
And then what isn't is,
Also, I just realized what he could do. He could just
Here
go
we
down
go.
the line and like
Back
flip
on
the
topic.
coin. He could flip the coin for each thing. He'd just be like, yes or no on this one.
I
Bam.
feel like
Yes
I'm
or no on
trying
this
to
one.
just
Bam.
take it back. Man, we will have to do this again when we have like actual audio equipment.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I was gonna do. When we're able to all like get together all the time, I have the Anchor app on my phone, and you can just record off your phone and then upload it to Anchor, and then it'll upload it to Spotify from there, like automatically.
Oh.
The audio quality is like legitimately good for even for just like recording off the phone, so I want to use that. Especially since apparently Zoom was like, hey, if the police like subpoena your Zoom call, we're just gonna give it to them. In terms of just like the protesting and writing. So like apparently Zoom is just like fully okay with just like giving shit to the police. So now I really don't want to use Zoom any more than I have to, especially now that like
You know what? Did you see
we're a month
in
away
Arizona
from
they
everything being
passed
okay.
a law? In Arizona, they passed a law saying about how close people can get with their camera phones to police during a crime scene investigation.
Oh yeah.
So they're not allowed to be filmed when they're investigating or responding to a crime scene, which sounds, insane.
Yeah.
So that's how like half of them are getting caught now. But they tried to say, I think it was Tucson, Arizona. I think they said, oh well, you know, there are just people out there who are looking to get cops. I mean, if the cops aren't doing anything,
they've got nothing to hide.
I mean, yeah, if they're going to use that against us, like, you know, why do they get a double standard? Police should be held to more strict standards than we are.
I mean, that's
well,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. We need to defund the Department of Education.
No, we need to defund the Department of the Interior.
I was thinking agriculture, to be quite honest.
No, we need food. We don't need national parks. We can just make those into apartments. That'll be fine.
I mean, they'd be great scenery.
Foolproof.
We just must use great strategery in our next, you know, we can't underestimate our opponent, you know.
Fool me once.
About at this point.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't get fooled again.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. I think that's a good place to start to wrap it up. We've been going for about an hour and 45.
All right, so you just want to move on to like civil unrest next?
So can we like talk about recent stuff and you have anything, Ryan?
Actually, I have this orange right here. If you want that, do you want an orange?
All right. You know, I'm doing my thing. You can just follow me on Twitter for the updates. It's just put at POTUS, and you should get all my tweets. And that's about it for me.
All right. Yeah. What are your final thoughts? So that's your final thought. I like to give everybody a bit of a Jerry Springer final thought if they want to use it. So follow Grant at POTUS, and good luck with that.
Yeah, and if you ever want to go on Twitter, use the hashtag All Lives Matter to post your dick pics, please. Please do that.
And use the hashtag Blue Lives Matter to just do the same.
That'd be, like all All Lives Matter things just filled with dicks. So Levi, you did hear about the White Lives Matter thing on Twitter?
No, what the fuck?
Right. So a couple days after the protest started, this hashtag White Lives Matter started trending, right, with white supremacists.
As I would assume.
K-pop fans started using that hashtag to fill it with videos or just K-pop videos. And it's the single greatest thing I've ever seen.
How in the actual hell are we in the year 2020 and the most powerful force on the internet and this planet are K-pop fans?
I think it's because
how did we get here as a society?
Nobody thought they were a threat, and that's the most dangerous threat of all, you know?
That's true. I mean, if people cannot take Donald Trump seriously and then he becomes the leader of the free world, the same thing can apply to teenagers who listen to Korean pop music.
Right on.
So, all right. Well, there you go. So, the moral of the story is post the Zack Snyder cut of your Star Wars themed dick pics to hashtag All Lives Matter.
I love every bit of detail in that.
There's to summarize today's episode. All right. I want to thank Ryan and Grant for being on the show, and I want to thank all of you for watching Marvin's Room. This will be up on YouTube. You can find all of our other episodes at youtube.com/MarvinComedy. Hopefully we'll be able to start doing these in person. So more and more they will be audio only, much like what we're doing with this one today. And then we'll all be in the same room as well. And then we're about a month away from, as long as we don't get another second wave of COVID, we'll be back doing stand-up comedy at Tolly's. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, so more to come there. And you can also find us on Spotify. Just look up Marvin's Room podcast on Spotify. And that's about it for announcements. So thank you to Ryan and Grant. Thank you all for tuning in. I am your host, and good night.
No!